Stark, you've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
What do you say to your other nickname, the Merchant of Death?
That's not Ben. Dad did it. That's how America does it. And it's worked out pretty well so far. To peace.
What are you building, Stark?
I'm working on something big.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to In the Cage with KCB. I'm your host, KCB, and Iron Man 1 gave us the beginning of a stone-searching decade of joy we now know as the Infinity Saga. The movie still has the new car smell because in every major event of the saga, Iron Man kept showing up like a bad pepper. Potts?
What? You're not supposed to talk.
Don't forget to subscribe and comment for a chance at our giveaway. I'll get detailed towards the end. Don't forget to comment, like, and share down below. You could be the winner of the big gift card giveaway. It's free money, all for a couple minutes of your time. We begin our journey in an AC/DC Back in Black fueled rock out in the Fun V, throwing back scotch and throwing up peace sign. Unfortunately, this time, peace doesn't stop that rocket launcher.
What's going on?
Contact lab!
What do we got?
Jimmy, stay with Stark! Stay down!
But just as they're about to get blowed up, we meet his would-be captors, the notorious boy band of Afghanistan, the Ten Rings.
जिनको तुम वहशी दरिंदे समझते हो वीरान और बंजर कोनों में इस खातिर जमा हो रहे हैं.
We then flash back to billionaire, playboy, philanthropist, soon-to-be savior of the universe as we know it, as well as the greatest mass murderer in history to this point, Tony Stank.
Are you Tony Stank?
Yes, this is Tony Stank.
I mean Stark. And he's throwing dice instead of getting an award from his best pal, Rhodey.
Work it. Come on.
But that's typical Tony behavior. After rolling around with the reporter Christine Everhart, who also calls him the Merchant of Death, who also happens to be the trash he leaves for the famous Pepper Potts to throw out.
The famous Pepper Potts. Tony still has you picking up the dry cleaning.
Including occasionally taking out the trash. Will that be all?
He rushes to meet his old pal Rhodey at the airport 3 hours late as they begin to tie one on at 30,000 feet, baby, on their way to Afghanistan.
For 3 hours, you got me standing.
Waiting on you now. Let's go. Come on.
Wheels up! Rock and roll!
Tony Stark, who has inherited the defense contract Stark Industries from his late father Howard Stark, is in war-torn Afghanistan with his friend and military liaison, Lieutenant Colonel James Rhodes.
What you reading? Platypus?
Nothing.
Come on, Sour Patch. Don't be
sour.
mad.
I told you I'm not mad. I'm indifferent, okay?
To demonstrate the new Jericho missile. After the demonstration, the convoy is ambushed and Stark is critically wounded by a missile used by his attackers, one of his company's own. He is captured and imprisoned in a cave by a terrorist group called, of course, bad boy band from Afghanistan, the Ten Rings. Jensen, a fellow captive doctor, implants an electromagnet in Stark's chest to keep the shrapnel shards that wounded him from reaching his heart and killing him. The Ten Rings leader, Raza, offers Stark freedom in exchange for building a Jericho missile for the group, but he and Jensen know as soon as it comes out of his mouth, it's a big fat lie.
He will set you free.
No, he won't.
No, he won't.
he's not going to let them go. When they get it built, they're going to kill him. So Stark and Jensen secretly build a small, powerful electric generator called an arc reactor to power Stark's electromagnet and a prototype suit of powered armor to aid their escape. Hey guys, KCB here. Time to pay some bills, so we're going to go ahead and thank today's sponsor. Hey, Bubba Ray! How you doing, buddy? Hey man, are you still having trouble with that old Volkswagen you got down there? Well, you betcha, KCB, you know it. She needs her set of points and I need a carburetor kit, but even if you can find somebody nowadays that even knows what a point is, they want a war pension for the freaking parts. It's just plain ridiculous. And don't get me started on the damn carburetor kits now, I'm telling you. Just don't. It's got me hot, you know what I'm saying? Hotter than Georgia asphalt in the middle of July. These prices. Well, Bubba Ray, have you tried to call Big Poon down there at Micro Motorworks? Big Poon? Micro Motorworks? I thought that was a golf cart shop. Well, I tell you what, Bubba Ray, you sure are in luck. Because that man's got 60 plus years experience in the Volkswagen field and nearly as many years in experience in the business. Not only that, brother, but I tell you what, he has got a collection of vintage iron that a show goat couldn't jump across. Did you say show goat? That's right, a show goat. And I bet my bank account that man knows what a carburetor kit is. I know that for a fact. So folks, if you're tired of dealing with stupid prices and people who have absolutely no idea what they're talking about, why don't you guys give Big Poon and the gang at Micro Motorworks a call at 1-800-VDUBS. That's 1-800-VEEDUBZ. And you tell them KCB sent you. Y'all have a good night, you hear? Although they keep the suit hidden almost to completion, the Ten Rings discover their hostages' intentions and attack the workshop.
Villain Stark. روح شوفوا. حاضر. يلا يلا وراي. ها. Geri doldu. Vi får gå till vänster. Vi får gå till vänster när det kväll.
Jensen, in a fit of rage and heroism, sacrifices himself to divert them while the suit powers up.
I'm gonna go buy you some time.
Stick to the plan!
The armored Stark, battles his way out of the cave to find the dying Jensen. Then burns the Ten Rings' weapons in anger and flies away, crashing in the desert and destroying the suit. After being rescued by the number one man with the plan, Rhodes, Stark returns home and announces that his company will cease and assist. Stane, his father's old partner and the company's manager, advises Stark that this may ruin Stark Industries and also his father's legacy.
What?
In his home workshop, Stark builds a sleeker, more powerful version of his improvised armor suit, as well as a more powerful arc reactor for it and his chest.
Yeah, I can fly.
And of course, showing up like a bad penny, the personal Pepper Potts places the original reactor inside a small glass, proving that Tony Stark actually did have a heart. Though Stane requests details, a suspicious Stark decides to keep his work to himself. Good move. At a charity event held by Stark Industries, reporter Christine Everhart informed Stark that his company's weapons were recently delivered to the Ten Rings and are being used to attack Jensen's home village, Gulmir.
Is this what you call accountability? It's a town called Gulmira.
If we're double dealing under the table, are we?
Who do you think locked you out? I was the one who filed the injunction against you.
Well, Stark, in his full Stark fashion, dons on his new armor and flies to Afghanistan, where he saves the villagers. While flying home, though, Stark is attacked by two F-22 Raptors.
The kingdom come.
That's my exit.
He reveals his secret identity to Rhodes over the phone in an attempt to end the attack. Meanwhile, the Ten Rings gather the pieces of Stark's prototype suit and meet with none other than Obadiah Stane, who has been trafficking arms to the Ten Rings and has staged a coup to replace Stark as Stark Industries CEO by hiring the Ten Rings to kill him. So the reason Tony got caught in the first place, or blowed up in the Fun V.
Hey, Tony.
I'm sorry, this is the Fun V. The humdrum V is back there.
Was a setup by his old pal Stane. Boy, I tell you what, you just can't never tell nowadays, can you? Well, Stane visits Raza, subdues him, and has him and the rest of the group killed.
Your Achilles heel in this part of the world. That's the least of your problems. All right, let's finish up here.
Stane then has a massive new suit reverse engineered from the wreckage. Seeking to track his company's illegal shipments, Stark sends Pox to hack into the database.
And I know in my heart that it's right.
She discovers that Stane hired the Ten Rings to kill Stark, but the group reneged when they realized that they had a direct route to Stark's weapon. Pot meets with Agent Phil Coulson of S.H.I.E.L.D., an intelligence agency, to inform him of Stane's activities. Stane's scientists cannot duplicate Stark's minimized arc reactor.
Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave with a box of scraps.
So, Stane, in Tony Stark fashion, ambushes Stark at his home and steals the one from his chest. Stark manages to get the original reactor to replace it before dying. Potts and several S.H.I.E.L.D. agents then attempt to arrest Stane, but he dons his suit and attacks them. Stark fights Stane, but is outmatched without his new reactor to run the suit at full capacity. The fight carries Stark and Stane to the top of Stark Industries building, and Stark instructs Potts to overload the large arc reactor powering the building. It unleashes a massive electrical surge that causes Stane and his armor to fall. Killing him instantly. The next day, Tony holds a press conference, and at this press conference, Stark publicly admits that I am Iron Man.
I am Iron Man.
And the reporters go batshit. All except for the one Christine Everhart, because I think she already knew.
What? You're not supposed to talk.
Imagine that. Well, later that night, he gets one of the good old break and entering chats of the infamous Nick Fury.
I am Iron Man. You think you're the only superhero in the world?
Telling him that he's not the only super being that he now has to deal with. And not only that, but now he has to deal with a spoiled child who doesn't work well with others and doesn't want to share his toys. Now, isn't that sound familiar? Well, folks, I want to thank you for hanging out with me today, because this is where our story ends for now, and the Marvel Cinematic Universe as we know it began. Thank you for those who made it this far, so let's go ahead and get to the giveaway. Don't forget to comment, like, and share down below. You could be the winner of the big gift card giveaway. It's free money, all for a couple minutes of your time. At 100, 250, 500, 1,000 subscribers, we'll be giving away a gift card valued from $10 to $100 depending on the subscription count. The more you comment, by the way, the better your chances to win, so don't forget to make a comment. You can follow us here at Bird One Creations as well on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and soon to be Twitch. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and make sure you hit that bell like it owes you money, so it'll tell you when we drop another blockbuster of a video. Thanks for stopping by, and y'all have a good one now, you hear?